You have heard about Dockers and containers. That's why you are here to learn more about it. But why you need containers? Are Dockers and the containers same? And are containers better than the virtual machines? Well, all of these questions we are going to answer in this video. I'm your DevOps brother Atharva, so let's get started. First of all, we are just going to see overview. Let me tell you one fact. In the pre-Dockerized world, applications were getting deployed on the virtual machines. Virtual machines are hard to manage and they have a lot of disadvantages compared to the containerization. Let's glance through each of the problems. The first problem is that it works on my machine. Most developers face this problem when shipping their application. The problem exists since the different machines may have different configurations. Well, we can't ship that kid's machine on the premises, so we have to look for some another solution. The problem too is scaling, high money and time cost. Let's imagine your company is hosting India versus Pakistan match. Then you need to serve more than 10 million requests simultaneously. Also, you have to scale up or down very rapidly, but an average virtual machine takes around 2 minutes to start. So now your service becomes unavailable for those 2 minutes. VMs takes its own CPU and RAM to run the internal processes. Some OS also require licensing that increase the overall cost. The third problem is the noisy neighbor problem. In the microservice architecture, we tend to run multiple applications on the same VM. However, if a single application uses a disappropriate number of resources, then other tenants face a deficit of resources. This leads to the resource contention. We can clearly see that the application A demands more resources as compared to the application B, such that the application B faces a deficiency of the resources and eventually fails. So now, how can we solve all of this problem? Well, we can solve all this problem with the help of containers. Yes, they are magical. All credit goes to this big cute well. So what are these containers? A container is a standard unit of a package that packages up all of your code and its dependency so that the application can deploy it from one computing environment to the another. Let's take an example of a Java application which may need Maven to build the project and JRE to run across any machine. Containerization helps to package this up from building an application to providing a runtime environment in the JRE. Similarly, a Node.js application might need an Nginx as a web server. Containerization packages up all the things. That's a lot of info, I think. I deserve one like and a comment. Now you may be interested in knowing what's underneath these containers. Well, it's Linux C group and namespaces that does all the magic. But what is this namespace? Namespaces are the features of the Linux kernel that partitions kernel resources such that one set of processes sees one set of resources, while the another set of processes sees a different set of resources. They isolate processes from each other. But what are types of OS namespaces in the Linux? The first namespace is the user, second is PID, then network, then mount, then IPC, and then UTS for time. These are the namespaces. We will glance through each of the namespaces in the upcoming tutorials. But what are these C groups? A control group or a C group is a Linux kernel feature that limits the resources usage such that CPU, memory, disk IO, network and so on to a collection of processes. I think now you have got a clear idea about what is container and how it runs. So let's summarize our video. Containers are everywhere. As you can see, in containers applications are not running on the separate OS, while that of a common OS is shared across all the containers, resulting in a lightweight environment. So now resources are used effectively, efficiently, ultimately reducing the cost. They are system agnostic, plug and play anywhere, suitable for microservice architecture. But their start and the stop time is in few seconds, so they are easily scalable. Well, now you can happily host your India versus Pakistan match on your server. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like, subscribe the video.